there yet? Are we there yet? We're there. Hey everybody, I'm Rob the Builder. Can we build it? Yes, we can. Hey David, how you doing? How do you mean it looks like the B-17 shrunk? You talking about when I did the had the Lavochkin out? Yeah, much smaller aircraft. Yeah. Anyway, today we're going to do some wing work on the wheel bays and engine bays of the B-17. I also need to do a wee bit of prepping to do the last bit of airbrushing. Oh, hey Stephen, how you doing, man? For doing the last bit of airbrushing. As a quick little aside, I've just noticed that because I've got a light behind me there, I've just noticed shining off my scalp. Shino Bolo. I'm reminded of that episode of The Simpsons where Homer works at the Bowlerama, polishes his head by putting it in the Shino Bolo. Anyway, yeah, so we'll get on to that. That's pretty much what. I want to prep up, as I said, for the last bit of airbrushing, which will be on the engine cowlings. They've got a slightly unusual configuration to them. Yes. Alrighty. Now. As always, we'll get our good friend out the way. Well, not out the way, but heartily ingested. Oh. Yes. That's the stuff. Now, the light goes on. Remember this time, do you right, me? And round we come. Bing. Yeah. All right. So we're up to this point with our wheelbase. So they're already coming along, and there's that part that goes on the outside there. Now, nickety next, assembly instructions would be useful. There we go. That's not my assembly instructions. Got these the other day. A whole airbrush cleaning kit for things right the way up to the big kahunas. I didn't think it was covered that much. I thought it was. Give me a moment. Where the hell did I put them? Rob. Oh, here they are. Here they are. Now, I've realised one mistake I have made. I should have put these little things there to come out through the front of the engine, and I haven't done that, but I know how I'll fix that up. That's easy enough. Now, all right. Now, this is interesting here. Where on the outside there's like an exhaust thing that goes on, there is not on the corresponding outer engine. Wonder why that is. Rubbin. Maybe the answers to that all manifest later. So, in the meantime, we can get these two side bits in anyway, which are. Give me a moment. Hey, Paul, how you doing? I should move my chair in closer. I'm sort of reaching across, which is ouch, less than ideal. One doesn't want to stretch to get to. Here we go. Now I'm in nice and cozily. Now, Sleeves up. Otherwise they're going to start knocking shit off, and that's going to piss me off righteously. Now, looking. Aha, I see. So the light man. I believe these are the parts we're looking for. These are the parts we're looking for. Now, correct. And part 106 goes on this end. No, this end. Boom. Now, once I've got it all slightly better camera angle might be useful here. I think that'll help. Yeah. Now you can see a bit more of what I'm actually doing. Right, so we've got these little, I think they're exhaust things, whatever they are. These. And that one is going to go onto here, I believe is the drill. So we're going to get our sprue cutters. Aha! There we go. Well, that's come off nice and now, let's see how this goes. It would appear. That's convenient. We've got a little guiding thing for you to use. If I can stop being such a klutz. It goes like that. There we go. Nice and easy. So, I guess, I'm just stating the painfully obvious. Let's do that. Let me just check something for a moment. Yeah, good. We'll do it and then we'll put the ring up that way. Because obviously that way, in fact, I'm pretty sure you can see why I want to do it that way. The gravity will hold it in rather than. Yeah. I'm waffling, I am. Cool. Now, let us. There's something else I might do. Is potentially there's a decal that needs to go onto the tail gunner position. I'm not averse to the idea of putting that simple. It's only one decal, but then it's sort of falls in the category of getting that done before it's put on. It might be easier. Otherwise, the tail starts getting in the way, and nobody wants them apples. So, it's a bit like putting decals on bombs. Get that done before assembly. One. There we go. Zoom in. There we go. Oop, he's coming out. No, you don't. I'm on to you. you. Not so. I'll put it after all. There we go. Now that's probably the best angle to have of that. Can I do that? I reckon I can, you know. A little bit of that, like so. There we go. I can come and have a bit of a, give that a bit of a, sorry, what I've done. As you can see, I've got that up there. Now I'm going to let that settle for a while. Once I've done that, I'll give it a bit more of a jiggle. Give it a bit of jiggery and pokery, what? And do a bit of tidying of the paintwork here. It'll be hard to do in any circumstance. Now you get over here. Now. So, this one obviously goes on the other side. Ba, 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 ba. Now, filing. That's not the file I want. That's not the file I want. That's not the file I need. Oh dear, and so it begins. Nicer, smoother. Yes, now. Shall before I do that one, have a quick gander. Yes, that's very nice. It's very nice. Deedly. There we go. And we'll do pretty much the same deal like so. Just for a little while. Now next on our agenda, which I don't have an agenda. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Now, wonder why they go on the back there. There's nothing on the back there. Sorry, I'm looking at a. Anyway, that's something I'm going to have a quick squiz around for. And may have to make a replacement part for. We'll see. Is one of those. I've definitely got one, but I can't see the other now. I'm going to go for a bit of a check of where. There's only a couple of places that might be on my desk. If not, I might have an option because I would suggest, and I might be able to do some research on this, that little locking mechanism there is important to hold the engine at the right position. Either way, you're definitely going to want one. We'll see how this rolls out. See if we can find it. I might just be looking at the wrong spot. Oh, hello. It's coming along, thanks, mate. I've got my give you what I'm working on. So today is more engine-based stuff. I've got most of this done. Zoom in. That's the wheelbase there. I got most of that assembled last stream. Now I've got that exhaust port on. What I'm doing now is I've got this one. I should have two. So I need them to go, well, like so. Now, the thing is, I seem to have misplaced one of these. I might not have done. I'm going to give that a bit of a look through. If not, I'm going to have to see what I can do to replace that. They so give you a good opportunity to do that. As I will happily say, or have said before, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. You can't really do the detail if it's not printed on the kit. All right, excuse me while I'm in the first place. It becomes a bit a bit fraught. How do you define a given line if you're not sure of exactly where that line is, you know? Happily, this is a circumstance where I must say Revell have done really well. Now here's something else I need to do. I need to paint these wheels. So maybe I'll get that organised as well today on the masking thing. Now, oops, you come over here. Now, if I don't find that little bit, that's okay. That's okay. Because of its position. Now, most of this we'll actually do some work with today as well. In fact, to that end, nice, fine. I'll get it the bits we're going to need to mask up, and we'll airbrush tomorrow. There's a thing you can do on this kit that's kind of cool. I'll show you now while I think. Give me a moment while I just... Oh, yep. Excellent. That's all the bits we're going to need out of here for tomorrow anyway. At least that's something else you got done. Now, bring myself back to the point of what I was about to try and illustrate. These two parts here, I'll zoom in. Oh no. Yeah, look, it's the realities of those things occurring is, let's face it, one of the things that is it's just part and parcel of scale modeling, as is addressing the issue in hand. You know, it's a pretty straightforward situation sometimes. Now, actually, I just had a cunning thought, a cunning plan. I'll come to that cunning plan shortly. What I was waffling about here, these two parts are in effect the same part. Now, the difference is, and you get to use, it's an either or option they give you, which I think is kind of cool. The difference is that with that one, you see how that's like really tight and stuff? They've got the vent, I think there's some form of air vent, I don't know. Dear, oh dear. But they're closed. These are open. Yeah. How cool's that? Now, I've also done the inside of these, as I have done with the engine cowlings. I like to do the inside of them because that's the firewall, and this will ultimately find the correct point, because there is a correct point, which I rather like. Anyway, yeah. So it goes on like that. The option you are presented with is unlock. Oh, deft catch. Still got it. Is that the flat side? That's yeah. So you can go that way, or that way. I'm going that way. So there you go. Cowl vents. There you go. I've learnt me something, I have. Thank you. Okay, in that case, I am doing it entirely correctly, because I wanted the open ones. I'm having it on the ground anyway. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Thank you. I now know what they are. Actually, all bullshit aside, I do think it's marvelous to know these things, because it increases my understanding of what I'm building, you know? I like that. I do. Now, boom. Let us see if it wasn't in the box, was it? Had I checked the box? I think I had checked the box. I knew I got the stuff out of the box. Now, all right. Now, what I was thinking, there's a few ways I can go about this little number. Let me just check something for a moment. Another thing I can check. It's not in here at all, is it? Now, interestingly, that's about exactly the size of an Australian 5-cent piece, notwithstanding the chunk that's missing. However, what I reckon is, because I've got a big bag of stuff. Actually, here's something else to consider. Give me a moment. That we can do before I go and get my big bag of stuff. Is our wheels. There's an airbrush thing. We can airbrush them. And we will too. We can organise for them. We won't necessarily do them tomorrow, but we will do them in due course. Hi, Sprue, how are you doing? So, well, we may as well just glue these together. Oh, wow. And then I see. Yes, what you do. Normally do a bit of firing, I would suggest. So we'll assemble those as well. And then I'm going to get my big bag of odds and ends and see what I can find that is roughly that sort of a size. I also, as a quick little aside, I knocked out the steering wheel from the front. I need to replace that. So this might be a good opportunity to track those sorts of things down. So yeah, let's see how we roll. Yeah, I'm still having some issues with the fuselage, which is a bit frustrating. But that's okay. That's okay. There's something these wheels don't have that the Lancaster do, or the Lancaster was an Airfix thing, did, with slightly flattened bottoms. And I've seen people do that manually. Now, I would want to do that when the wheels were together, I think, so it would be even. We'll possibly want to be a little cautious I didn't go too far and go right the way through the bloody thing. There's a fair margin of error, I reckon. So I might look at doing that later on. We'll see how that rolls. See if that way I choose to follow through on that one. Mysteries of life, eh? Yeah. Something I've noticed, I'm sure I'm not alone in this one. You see a lot of subtitles on a whole range of things, and you can see it's been AI generated, or the person who's doing the subtitling needs to be churched up. Like, as an example, I saw a thing yesterday, while I'm waffling, I might just get a mouthful of coffee, and it was about The Godfather. And when it came to the name Corleone, which actually, let's say it's Corleone, you should have the E on it, I believe. I'm happy to stand corrected, but yeah, be that as it may. What the subtitle had written was Corley, as in Corly, break, own, OWN. You think, no, so no. Yeah, I might just zoom that out a bit. I gotta say, I've done a bit of exploration with AI voices. That's another one. I think the mistake people make is that they would be better served, as far as I can tell, to do speech to speech rather than type it. The speech to speech is not so bad at all, really. You actually can decide how you want it said, rather than have to deal with how a computer thinks you want it said. Excuse me a moment. Where's my paper towel stand? So yeah, something. That's it, AI. Yes. And sometimes you can it's just so obvious, and it's actually very off-putting. I want to use AI for an audio book I'm preparing, because I'm aware that I have a healthy Australian accent. It's not necessarily the easiest thing to hear. All right, there we go. There we go. Right, so that's our wheels. Now, once they've dried, we can consider setting them up for painting. This is the rear wheel. So, rubbing. How do we go about that one? Give that a bit of thought. Now, next I want to have a bit of a look through that bag of bits. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yeah, no worries, man. Okay, catch you later, Paul. Thanks for swinging past. I appreciate it. Now, bag of bits, eh? Oh, dearie me. Just had an old grey bear moment. As far as, yeah, hips not being happy and things. Yep. Now, what we will do. None of them are going to be useful. Let's have a look in here. Actually, there's two things I should keep an eye out for. Well, that's actually a dash stand. Used correctly, that might be good as an option to replace the lost steering wheel. We'll see about that. Put that in to the side. Let's see what else we have in here. Zoom that back a bit. These are mostly the Lancaster parts as well. Alright. Nothing useful there. Now something that did occur to me is that this is roughly the size of a tiddlywink disc. Now, if I can find something of that ilk. These are car parts, but not that that matters as long as I find the right sort of a thing. But no. Another bag in here. What's this one got in it? I tell you people. If not correct, it's not far removed. Camera, alright, here we go. It's close. A bit smaller, I reckon, yeah. Although it will act potentially successfully, at least as a barrier point. Keep them on the side. Meanwhile, let's do a bit of a gander through here. Alright. I reckon that might be. Can I build on that in some capacity? Now, another way I could go around it is to actually cut myself out something from a bigger piece. Something like that. Use that as a template and then just cut around it. I do have a Dremel, so that would be an option. Let's see what else we have here. So much leftover shit. Some of it is from kits that I'm just not that interested in building because they are pretty rudimentary. A lot of the times it's just leftover shit. Now, if I was gonna do the template thing, I reckon this would be the part to use. In fact, it definitely would, because at that point there, fact, kids, look at that. Hang on. That's going to be almost the perfect thing to use to replace that part, I reckon. In conclusion, that's what I'm using, I reckon. It's not going to be hard. Oh, there's so many dodgy references I can make to that one involving, well, how shall I put this? Yeah. I believe the polite version is the bishop and the actress. The version I usually come out with revolves around the sorts of things that got discussed when I was at Jesuit schools. I got sent to a Jesuit school. I was raised an atheist. Go figure. Now, hang on, no, I wanted to keep that out, didn't I? Because of that. Now, yeah. I tell you, kids, not quite. I was thinking that I might be able to use them as part of the steering wheel, but looking close is a bit too deep. The stem here is good, though. Maybe. Give me a moment. Might as well use this as an opportunity to address my lost parts properly. Now, in the worst case scenario, I'll roll with just that. That's okay. That's okay. Now, nah. Now, the next port of call will be to get a pencil and draw the outline of that onto that. I'll put that aside. Now, pencils. Pencil. Found one. Jolly good. Position right. Okay, it's not quite perfect. There is a point where it's the exact width of that. So I guess in truth it is. It's just that I've got a. It's not quite as nice as I thought. It's not bad though. Now. Need to come around. Cool. Yeah, that'll work. I think. Take a bit of time. That's okay. I don't mind. There. Is that template? Yes, correct. Yeah, it does. Yes, it is an old Typhoon. In fact, I got to. If I went through that stuff properly, I could probably actually build a whole new Typhoon, and the reason for that is because I built the Typhoon and really liked how it showed the gun bays and or the ammunition racks. Built the Tempest next because then I'd have Hurricane, Typhoon, Tempest. I was hoping it had the ammunition racks on display. It didn't. All the pain of it all. So I bought another Tempest kit, or bought a Typhoon kit rather, to do that with. Then with further research realised I actually needed to get a second Typhoon kit because the way the Tempest gun ammunition racks are configured differently. So I've effectively probably got the better part of another Typhoon kit built there. And if I isolated them and got them ready to rock and roll, what I would like to do probably is build the Typhoon of Jean Longchamp, who destroyed the Gestapo. I think I should pronounce that correctly, Gestapo. Headquarters in Brussels. Against orders, although his motivation was pretty fair, I believe, because he was by birth a Belgian aristocrat, and you might know the story, I don't know. Anyway, his father had been murdered by the Gestapo. He took a bit of exception to that, as one might, to be fair. And he broke away from a formation. I'm not sure if he went out single-handed, just basically took a plane and did this, or whether he was on another mission and broke away and did. But basically, at the end of the day, flew his Typhoon straight down the main street of Brussels, destroyed the Gestapo headquarters, then flew past and actually dropped the Belgian flag and flew off. I believe he was reprimanded, cost him a bit for it, but he also got a DS of certain flying medal of some variety anyway. So yeah, there's a statue for him in Brussels. So I'd like to build that, to be honest. I think that, okay, now I'm through there. Now I can smooth this up with a bit of use of a file. That's probably going to be the easier way to approach this, you would think. Now, my fingers have, of course, wiped some of that pencil off. That's okay, I can still see it. Just come around. Right, let's do that one. Starting to get there, though. But that will be the exact right size part for this. I'm wondering, you know, guys, I might be doing this the hard way. Now, that's going to make it a quicker operation. Yes, now we'll see some progress being made. alignment. That's much easier. Mouthful of coffee. Now, ultimately, of course, I'm going to need to paint this, but that's not going to take too long or hold us up for very long. In fact, something I can do is get a start on a few things with regards to that right after I've, or even before I've completed doing this, to be honest. Right. That's almost there. Now, next, let's get a file onto that, shall we? And in fact, I can even, I reckon, give me a moment. Better. All right. Well and truly on the way there. Glad I thought to use the sprue cutters. Tell you one thing that's interesting. Okay, here we go. Something I'll just quickly share with you. These ones, I think maybe I need to tighten. Is there a screw there? No. They feel like they've got no, well, they're flaccid. These ones, the smaller though they are, stronger there. But if I get this little mechanism here, boom, these things got some grunt on them now, way more than them. The only reason these are possibly better for bigger stuff is by sheer size. It's an intriguing little mechanism, that little twangy thing. But yeah, there you have it. Now, files. So what I'll do is I'll file this around, and then we're going to get some pre-coat on it. Something we can do to help our cause here is make sure we make this hole big enough, and that's nowhere near big enough. Thank you. That's going to need to be much bigger. That's fine. Alright, this is going to be a bit more time consuming than I was hoping, but that's okay. I might come back to that and prep up the stuff I want to paint tomorrow anyway. Now, this is where let's have a look at that paint job. Here we go. Now, the thing that's a bit unusual about, here we go. I'll zoom you in so you can see what I'm. They have the olive drab go all the way around the front, whereas ordinarily I would anticipate that line would end there and underneath it, but it goes all the way down and around, which is a little unusual. Now, and what we need to do now, give me a moment. Right, got it. First things first, we're going to zoom out. We're going to I want to find out here. How do I? It looks like I am, yep, correct. These are specific to, okay, have I still got the numbers on these? Yes, I do, happily. They're specific to engines. Now that being a 158, that goes on. Oh wow, they're all different, are they? Seriously? No, there's two 160s. Okay. Right, now. 160. That's a 158. And that's not on anything at all. That's inconvenient. Or is it? Hang on. I would suggest I can identify what's what. Given that I know that's a 160, I would suggest that so is that. The difference between them seems to be the angle they go on. So, maybe it does. I see the difference. These are our 160s. Okay. The difference, just so as you know, and for anybody who's planning on building this kit, yes, is if you're building this kit and you find that you've done as I've done, where you've trimmed them off and stuff, okay, here's our 160s and you'll see these two bits there. On your 159s and 158s, you'll see that on that you got those two, but there's also a little divot up the top there, which that one doesn't have. Now, that becomes very useful information for us, because now we have a point of reference as to where we need to mask. Excellent. And every player been a surprise. At least I do, and that's the important part in my eyes. Now, just making sure I'm taking care of business here correctly. Yes, excellent. You get out of my way. I don't need you around here anymore. Well, not for the time being, at least. You can go over to here. Now, next. So, given that, we can now assess that. 160s, go. They go that way around. Ergo, that being the case, so conveniently, maybe that to the middle point where it's supposed to sit. Look on that. It's very clear and defined point. Ha! That's interesting or amusing. Check this out. If I put that there, our point of where we go to is fundamentally to the other side of the sprue. Almost sits there exactly for us. Amusingly, the other side, the sprue doesn't sit there, but because it corresponds there, we've got to go, oh, just to there. Boom. See you later. Winning. And then I'll want to do the easier way might be just to go splatch flat on a plinth. If I'm gonna do that, more cunning plans, kids. It's all coming together, I tells you. Now, I do need to be vaguely aware of the time, as I have an appointment. Right. File, just the wrong sort of file for the occasion. And then we'll mask that, and then we'll get on to the next one, and so forth. If I don't get all of this done, as far as the prepping up for tomorrow's airbrushing, I will finish it tomorrow. That's not an issue. Wow, wonder. You may well wonder why. Sorry, that was terrible. Are these specific? No. Right. That makes it a bit more simple. go onto there. I wonder if I could. Here's a line of thought, guys. I might be able to save myself a bit of bullshit. Okay, because what happens is you put the engines in, put that on, and then that goes on the front there like that. Bam, bam. But if they're going to go straight over the engine anyway, why don't I just glue them together and then paint them? Sharp as a bowling ball at times, it tells you. Now, and I can even, okay, knowing that this is a 160, I can sort of break them down across. I'm going to do that. It's going to make masking and everything else a whole stack easier and quicker. And then tomorrow I'll complete that and then we'll just airbrush. Tomorrow will be airbrushing, bit of prepping, bit of airbrushing, and it'll be done. Now what I should do is put in that a quick file. Just there. There is an actual mark this is supposed to go into. But I'm not quite seeing it. Equally. Everything's on. I think. Let's have a look at some of these other parts. It's supposed to be a locking mechanism at some juncture. I'm damned if I can see it. Now, as to how much of a problem or not that is, I don't know. Is it a power on these ones? No. Either I'm blind, which is possible. No. Straight out not seeing it. Should I get my goggles out just to be sure for myself? See, it fits quite snugly without. No. There is nothing blocking on that, I'm telling you now. All right. Hang on, is that meant to be if 30 kilometers? once, maybe not. Yeah, there's one. Make sure I hit the 160. That's not a 160. That's 160. Oh, hey, James, how you doing? Yeah. Well, she's sitting quite happily, so yes. All up, and actually something I should consider here whilst I've got the time. Now, if I'm going to do that, I'm not going to do. This. How do I have to sit? Give me a moment. Right, that's probably actually there. Actually, I felt something click then. Right. Actually, that even gives me a bearing. Yeah, it does. Good. Here we go. That's where it's meant to sit. And I actually obviously have. Here we go. So it sits there like that, to be precise. Now, we've got most of the bowing growth sort of happening there. That's how it sits. And one thing you'll notice, I'll point this out to anybody else who is purchasing this kit, and it's things to consider. Bing, zip. You'll notice that little line, there's the two lines there that line up to that. Boom, like so. There we have it. Now, knowing that, we can proceed and get these all glued together so that tomorrow we can airbrush the olive onto them, and then yeah, we're officially making good progress. Now the question, there we go. I would suggest that, yep, that's where she goes. Boom, that easy, kids. Let's do this. It's always the first one that's the hardest, you know? Finding that little spot, finding those little details. After that, it's all very easy. It's probably an exaggeration. Okay. You get over here. Yep. And looking. Yep. And yep. There we go. Giggity. All right. You stay there, Tammy. I want you. Now, get this out of the way as we no longer need it. Okay. Yeah, good night, Robert. Sleep well. Now, next. Oops. Almost lost my sprue cutters. Quick file. All right. Now. Here we go. Right. Now, once I've gotten these all glued on, I'm going to wind the stream up. There we go. And one more. Oh, hey, Big Racer, how you doing? I'm about to wind things up, I'm afraid, but I have gotten a bit done. We've got these onto the sides of the engines now. We've got our wheels assembled. We've gotten our engine cowlings assembled. We're going to be doing some airbrushing tomorrow. We'll be airbrushing those. We've also got to start on replacing this part, which I need to do. Which is a bit of a pisser, but hey. Alrighty. Now, quick file. Something I might want to consider. That's the one with the curve. Yeah, that way. There's a correct way for that curve to be positioned. I think it's on the outside. Yeah, it is. Okay. Not that it matters right now, but it will be relevant in due course. Give me a moment. Okay. I think. Yep. There we go. Now. It's a daisy. hear the phrase reflexes like a cat, I reckon far more rapid than that. Reflexes like a scale modeler who's at risk of dropping apart. I tell you, I get real rapid when that happens. Yeah. So what do I mean? Uh-huh. Boom. All very nice and snug they are. Snug as bugs in rugs. Alrighty. Zoom out. I am already zoomed out. Dear oh dear. Alrighty. Ah. Indeed, cow flaps. As opposed to what you might find on bovines, cow flaps. I'm sorry, that was terrible. Alrighty. Well, that's me done for this morning. I'll be back tomorrow. I will be tomorrow, as I said, we'll be airbrushing. I actually quite enjoy airbrushing. Yeah. Now I'll all right. Yeah, time for more wind-up spiel. First-time viewers. Yep, you know what to do. Follow, like, or subscribe. It's pretty simple. If you would like to track me down on other platforms, I'm Rob the Builder on Facebook and YouTube. Robster, my pleasure, David. Always appreciate having people to chat with and build with. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm Rob the Builder on Facebook and YouTube. Robster the Builder on Instagram, Twitch, and Discord. And Rob the Builder and Food Monster on Twitter. And again, we come to those words. Follow, like, or subscribe. It's a pretty simple equation. Now, on that note, that's me done. And all that's really left for me to say is that I'll be back tomorrow. Same kit time, same kit channel. And hopefully I'll catch you good people then. See yous.